Welcome to Stumbling Down History Road, where we attempt to educate and entertain you about some history. This month, in our special Shipbag September series, we're diving into the story of Dan Schneider. Celebrated for creating Nickelodeon's hits like iCarly and Victorious, Schneider's influence on pop culture is undeniable. However, his career has been overshadowed by serious allegations and troubling reports. Join us as we explore the highs of his creative achievements and the lows of the controversies that have tainted his legacy. This is a tale of brilliance, scandal, and the murky side of fame. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
I write hat of spoons, and we get
Hat of spoons.
a hat of spoons. This is why I'm in Hollywood.
Yeah, eat your cereal, kids.
Did she say nice things about me? Because I will tase her if necessary.
Uh-oh.
I have the taser. We haven't had to use it in a long time.
I said lots of nice things.
So I said nice things.
That's gonna get on TV. What? That's gonna get on TV.
These videos made me so nervous.
Why?
Hey, you better say your name and get something.
It's just a little hip hop.
Because you never know what you're doing.
Little man, I was like, what?
You don't. You never know.
I would.
Better not be on the tube when I get home.
I would not put this on the tube.
This on the tube, I would have lost my mind.
You know what's gonna happen if I put this on YouTube. What? You know.
Yeah, I think that's more. You orange? Alright, you're official orange from now on? What do you have there? What does it do?
It propels the word spitball and 5,000. Right here.
She's a star, so she gets big, she gets a big spitball shooter thing. Yes, yeah. She gets the extra handy dandy equipment. I want, hey. No, hey, wait, take a close up of this. Take a close up of this one.
Ready to demonstrate spitball right now.
And you get a gallon of fresh spit.
Throat is my instrument. I'm a throat player.
Doesn't count.
It sounds kind of gross.
A D?
I've always gotten A's in music. How does a person go from an A to a D?
Happened to me in 8th grade.
It's like marching ball and you can
You two were fighting, and you yanked Festus right out of his grub truck, and now he's in the hospital.
I just wanted a tamale.
Well, you went and broke his tamale-making arm, so now what?
We're sorry.
Yeah, well, until Festus is out of the hospital, you two are gonna work the grub truck.
Gross!
Trina?
I'm not gonna. Why should I?
And the camera was. That was amazing. That was one of the better things I've ever heard.
Hey.
Hi, what's going on here?
Cut out that part.
Why are you sitting on the floor of the set? They are. Did you just bark?
No, I did not.
What's happening back here? Oh no!
I haven't got my costume on yet. Are we close to rolling?
Sorry, caught Jerry in a bad mood.
Is it possible for a teenage girl to drink water upside down? I'm thirsty. It's not possible. This has been me in a video.
Fuck it, we do it live.
Fuck it. We do it live.
Alright, a rare Just Us episode.
A rare just us. You know why just us? Because there's no just us.
Okay, deep.
Deep thoughts with the deep. So,
Realize.
so before we get into the woodworks with this, I do want to put out a little disclaimer. This month we're going to be talking about some real fucking pieces of shit, some real fucking pieces of trash. If you believe the allegations for this one in particular, because technically he has not been tried in any type of court, so everything is alleged at the moment. That said, we got the AC kicking. That said, I am willing to say that enough people have corroborated and gone against him that, yeah, you know what? He's a piece of shit, regardless of whether he did everything, and there will be some bad things that we kind of have to talk about. I hope not to get too into the thick of it, because, like, it's some pretty fucked up shit, potentially, you know?
Anyway, trigger warnings.
Yeah. At the very least, though, he has admitted that he was a piece of shit boss. Like, making people give him massages and shit.
And just apparently being all around abusive.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
stern
verbally
dad
and-
talks.
No, like, just out screaming and verbally abusive and whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
That being said, it's Shit Stain September.
Shit saying September.
Yeah, we came up with that alliteration and just decided to roll with it.
Yeah, why not? Tonight on Stumbling Down History Road, we're going to be talking about Dan Schneider. I'm Jackson.
We got Jeff. And I'm D.
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to get all of that shit out of the way beforehand, just because.
Oh, it's going to get worse, too. We're going to...
Allegedly.
No, I'm talking about with the least possible topics. Next week's definitely worse. I know that for a fact, based off...
Allegedly. Again, I don't think he's actually seen any court cases, so I don't know if it's alleged or not at this point.
Hey.
So,
I know he's been
until
involved in some court shit. I just don't know if it's been in it. Whatever.
until a conviction happens, everything that we say is alleged. You can do your own research. There are plenty of documentaries and articles and interviews with people about all of this shit. So enough people have, like, said some stuff that, at the very least, the guy should be investigated. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. So, Daniel Schneider. What do we know him for? Why do we know him? And, quite frankly, why are we talking about him right now?
So, he is most infamous for being a Nickelodeon producer.
Is he infamous for that? I thought he was famous for that.
Famous for it, and then also infamous at the same time. I feel like my mic's kind of sound a little... I'm sorry.
I thought he was infamous for things that he did extracurricularly outside of his TV programs.
I mean, this shit was happening. I mean, if you know, going with the allegations and just the rumors in general, you know, he got a real serious case of the Tarantino going on.
That's not alleged. That's like, I'm pretty sure he actually came out and was like, yeah, man, I got a thing for feet.
Anyway, so he's got a case of the Tarantino going on, and you can...
I mean, it makes sense. Nickelodeon had a foot logo for a while. You remember Footloadian?
I remember Nickelodeon. But yeah, if you go and watch, like, especially iCarly and
Victoria,
yeah, there's a lot of foot stuff going on there.
Amanda had some. iCarly had a bunch. Zoe 101 had a few.
Yeah.
All that, not so much really, but he did some other things on all that like kind of led into the Amanda show, and then that led into, and then that led into, and then that led into.
But before that, he actually was
he was a child actor, wasn't he?
Not really. He
He was a teenage actor, wasn't he?
Yeah, he started off doing like minor roles in movies, but he got most known for being a reoccurring major character, minor character.
Yeah, he was a
sitcom.
Yeah, he was a minor character on what? Head of the class?
Yeah.
Head of the class. That's the thing.
Where, you know, see a lot of these fucking sitcoms all tend to use the same fucking recycled tropes and storylines, but we could get into that another time.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a big hit or anything like that. Was that Nickelodeon? Was that Paramount? Was that Viacom? Who did that? That might have been Viacom.
I want to say it was an NBC thing.
So Viacom/Paramount now.
ABC. Okay.
Yeah. Viacom Paramount owns Nickelodeon, right? Viacom I think split up with Paramount, but Viacom Paramount they did that. And one of the coworkers.
Yeah, they're Paramount. They're under Paramount. Yeah. Okay.
And one of the coworkers, one of the co-stars that he was with, like helped him get the job at Nickelodeon as writers for kids shows, right?
Yeah.
That's what he started off as, other than an actor. But he was trying to be a writer, wasn't he?
Writer and producer, yeah. Which producer is also like the guy who kind of like.
If you ask Peter, producer is the guy with the most power in a show.
In TV shows, yes. I think in the movie world, it's kind of like a.
Did you not get the reference? He didn't get the reference. Peter Griffin, when he becomes the producer and Lois is the director.
The King and I. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an old episode.
That's a deep reference.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus Christ. I remember when they were making fucking references to their older shit in like the early mid 2000s, and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like what was it? The fucking hurricane episode. They made a reference back to the fucking redneck episode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the hurricane episode is like 2012 or some shit.
Was it that late?
Golly, jeez. And then, but the redneck episode must have been like fucking 1999 or like 2000.
That's neither here nor there. We're not here to talk.
Anyway.
We're not here to talk Family Guy. We're here to talk about the guy you shouldn't keep around your family.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Daniel fucking Schneider.
So
how old is this fuck?
He is 58, almost 60.
He's 58. So if he started in 96, which I think is when he made All That, because that was supposed to be like an SNL parody that Nickelodeon wanted to do.
No, he started in 94 with
All That?
Yeah, All That was 94, man.
Fuck, that's 20 years. All right, so 59 minus 20 years. He was 39 and he was hanging around. How old? Because Amanda Bynes wasn't in the first season, but she was 10 when she started. Fuck. He was hanging around fucking kids, man.
I mean, the cast, I wanted to say, went as young as like 10, 8, and then went all the way up to almost, like, I want to say 22 or some shit. Like, I think there was some that were like, the cast age ranged pretty heavy on that one, if memory serves.
Do you remember All That?
Oh, yeah. I remember the shit out of All That. And then it went into the Amanda show.
There was also the Keenan and Kel show.
They're still making All That, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know if it has a current season running, but yeah, they revived it a little while ago, and they've been kind of quietly just
redoing it,
chugging it along in the background. Yeah.
Interesting.
At least I think. I don't know if it's still going.
I wonder if that's a Paramount thing or if that's a Nickelodeon thing. I feel like that's a Paramount thing because iCarly, the reboot, was put up on Paramount, and that went a little more adult. Not that iCarly didn't have adult jokes in it. We'll get to that.
Okay, yeah, so the revival series was... so there was the relaunch, which was... Okay, so there's the original, which is 1994 to 2000.
Okay.
The relaunch, which is 2002 to 2005.
Okay.
And then the revival, which was 2019 to 2020. Okay, so I guess they didn't keep doing it.
So,
which is, I guess, a shame a little bit.
So All That wasn't his first show that he tried to make. He actually tried to make a failed adult sitcom, didn't he?
I think so.
That one I don't know the name of offhand. I know I'm like, ba-ba at you, but like, some of these I need checks. Cheaty checks. Before I wreck myself. that's a reference. He's finding it. Or he's not.
No, it doesn't really say that he tried to really start. Okay, well, so in '98 he tried Guys Like Us, which was for UPN, but that was already after.
That might have been it. He might have been like a co-author. He might have been like a co-writer for all that, and then that might have been like his first production individual show, Guys Like Us. That might be what I'm thinking of.
He also co-created What I Like About You.
Oh, what I like about you.
Really?
You really helped me, Todd. It was about this.
Oh God, he wrote and co-produced Big Fat Liar.
Yeah.
Which is Paul Giamatti and fucking
Frankie Muniz.
And Amanda Bynes. Mm-hmm. You know, Frankie Muniz apparently like lost a chunk of his career memory because of fucking he became like a NASCAR driver and had some crashes or some shit.
I knew about the NASCAR, which makes sense for crashes. I didn't know that he lost a bunch of his memory though.
Although apparently he's saying he's been getting it back, but there was like a few years ago where there's like that clip going around. It's like, yeah, I don't remember like fucking Malcolm in the Middle or some shit. Like, I don't remember.
That's a shame. That was a good chunk of his life.
Yeah, but he's like apparently he's been saying he's been getting it back or some shit. But yeah, there was a while.
Good for him.
Yeah, I think it was like that or like he had like a seizure or some shit that But yeah, he just lost a chunk of his memories or some shit. But yeah, now he's just doing fucking like not NASCAR, but like another version of race.
I really like Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, it was a good show.
That was a Nickelodeon.
It got a little weird at the ending there.
Yeah. I mean, what show doesn't when you're doing what you're doing? I like the little tie-in with Breaking Bad.
Oh, where they do that.
The alternate ending? Yeah, where Hal wakes up.
That's a reference to a different show. Mm-hmm. I can't think of the name of it, but it was because he. It
was a reference to that show, and Hal wakes up next to Lois?
Yeah, Lois.
Next to Lois. And...
Lois?
Lois.
Yeah, Lois.
And, his wife on Malcolm in the Middle. It's like, oh, man, I had such a bad dream. I had cancer, and I needed to make and sell crystal meth in order to go there. And it's like, all right, it's okay.
But because that was a reference to, what was that show?
It was a good reference.
Because that's how the other show ended, which has been also kind of parodied a few different times in a few different places.
Here, I'll look it up for you. Well, you continue to talk.
But because that's how the other show ended. It's like the guy had the first show where he did like the sitcom and stuff, and then he went on and did a whole second show. And when that second show ended, it did that whole he woke up and it was a dream type bit, and then it's been parodied a bunch now. Because I think
Newhart.
Oh, yeah, the Bob Newhart show, right? Yep. And then that got parodied. It's one of those like
So
anyway,
what happened that caused us to talk about good old Danny Boy? Other than the fact that like he wrote a bunch of TV shows, he wrote, produced, directed a bunch of TV shows that like we kind of grew up with. Because I might be a little young to remember most of all that, but like I kind of remember Amanda's show, and I remember bits of Zoe 101. It wasn't my favorite show, but I remember some of it. I was more like watching iCarly, Victorious a little bit later on.
iCarly and Victorious actually surprisingly pretty decent. I think I was a little bit technically outside the age range for it. I still was like, all right, this show kind of like these shows kind of low key slap a little bit.
Yeah. And this was all written, produced, directed.
Did he do Big Time Rush?
No, he did not do Big Time Rush.
I think that exists within the same...
It is within the same verse because a lot of Nickelodeon things do. However, technically, Dan Schneider's Bakery, which is his production house, was only responsible...
We haven't mentioned until right now.
Yep. Was only responsible for all that, Amanda's show. I think they did Kenan and Kel, Good Burger.
They did do Good Burger, yes.
There's Drake and Josh.
That's right, he did do Drake and Josh.
Yep.
Right, yep.
iCarly, Victorious, Sam and Kate, Henry Danger, Harvey Danger?
Harvey Danger, yeah.
Harvey Danger, and I think I'm missing one.
Game Shakers.
Game Shakers, I'm missing another one then. It's a It's another Amanda Bynes show, where things are a little more risque.
Was there another Amanda Bynes show?
I think it's What I Like About You.
No, What I Like About You, I think was like
Jamie Lynn Spears. Because I'm pretty sure Jamie Lynn Spears cut ties with Disney because of the whole she's pregnant at 16 thing and like.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Disney. I said Disney, not Nickelodeon. Disney is some other fucked up people. We'll talk about them at some point maybe. But yeah, I think What I Like About You was Amanda Bynes.
Was that Amanda Bynes? Oh
sure.
yeah, okay, it was Amanda Bynes, right? Yep.
See?
Then Jamie Gareth.
Yeah, there's a lot of different people, but
Okay.
so there's been like a lot of allegations and a lot of rumors and a lot of potentials on like Business Insider, Blind Intentions, I think is a website or something like that. It's a board where people can post anonymously about like rumor mill involving Hollywood bullshit. And that's going back to like 2010, 2012.
It's weird that you can say that now.
Yeah, right.
But
Back to, dude, there's kids that like don't even know the aughts. Oh, so as I was saying, yeah, it's going back to rumors about him potentially being like the father of Jamie Lynn Spears' kid, shit like that, like
right.
like big pedophilia. Sorry, PDF file.
We don't have to censor it.
Yeah. Fuck it. But yeah,
Anyway,
big fucking
pedophile.
Yeah. Big diddler. Big diddler.
If Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick Lamar am I thinking of?
Where he called out Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Wah.
Yeah, but he can say it in a rap. We can't say it in a rap. We're not rapping.
Not like us.
We'll just call it a diddler. Thanks, P. Diddy.
The diddler. Diddlin'.
Yeah, but going back to like Amanda Bynes with all that, she was fucking 10. She joined up in like 98, I think, and she had the Amanda Show. Like she went fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember like from like 2012 until like 2018. She was like fucking. She did like that weird
in asylums and things like that. Yeah, she needed a lot of fucking help after everything.
Britney Spears. So.
Well, I mean, given the potential allegations,
Right.
it's understandable that like.
I mean, the same thing with Britney Spears too.
Yes, but for different things. As far as I'm aware, there are no allegations of her being diddled.
Spears?
Britney.
Oh,
not Jamie.
I mean,
Jamie, there's allegations that Schneider is a father.
I don't think there's any Well, I don't know if there's any like actual allegations on Britney. I'm pretty sure at some point somebody was fucking with her in some way.
Oh yeah. But as far as I'm aware, there's nothing out. That's what I'm
she
getting at.
basically said like her and fucking Timberlake's relationship was like.
That was forced on him by the Great Mouse.
Literally or some shit, yeah.
Well, the Great Mouse. We'll talk about Disney being fucked up on a different. Well, fuck it.
We got a lot of. We could cover a lot of ground this month. We could have a lot of episodes this month. If we felt like it. I mean, who else is on their possible list? Boogie.
Well, we'll save it for speculation. We'll let you tell us who you want us to cover.
Please come join us.
Yeah, but so I don't know if you've like done any research involving this. I've done
I've listened to a lot of like YouTube videos and stuff and all that.
I've seen some things.
I've heard about like the fucking the pool and shit, the alleged pool that they had.
Yeah,
So what they would, one of the things that apparently they would do, like if they were doing casting calls for shows or some shit, one of the ways you could get found was you'd go to some fucker, I don't know if it was Dan's house or some other fucker's house or whatever, and the, potential actors, children actors here would be put in bathing suits and basically just told to hang around the pool and hot tub and stuff in bathing suits and
interact, mingle.
Usual
casual things.
Be kids in bathing suits around adults. which, you know, doesn't sound bad on paper when you
technically not illegal, but it's the implication.
It's the and yeah,
it's the implication, and yep, there's a big difference between being at a public pool with a bunch of kids around, or a public beach with a bunch of kids around, and their parents, versus casting calls
where the parents are dropping them off and shit, and they're being given like bikini bathing suits and stuff to wear, like,
and it's all private.
Yeah,
big difference.
There's
casting calls. Difference. There's casting calls where, again, this is all alleged. For legal reasons, Dan, this is all alleged. This is all hearsay for right now. You will probably be in court at some point, because I know that you are actively, according to your website, DanSchneiderBakery.com, I know that you are actively trying to sue the guys who did Quiet on Set for slander. Slander. Yeah. It's like, it's true. I was a rude, mean, a potentially abusive boss. I said hurtful things. I was not very kind to these people. I made adults massage me, which
apparently he was like, he got so like verbally abusive to the actors of, I want to say it was Victorious or one of the later shows. It might have been like Harvey Danger's, but he got so like verbally abusive towards them that he was forced to have to go sit in a different room. Like, whenever he was on set, he'd basically be forced to like sit in a room or whatever and just kind of watch on the dailies and then just be there watching, and he'd have to like call them on a phone and yell at them on the phone or some shit to fix whatever he saw a problem with.
Imagine being that fucked up to children.
Yeah, like he was being like that.
Now, not everybody on set is a child. There were plenty of 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and, 14-year-old girls would have to kiss them on camera. A little weird.
Oh, technically, yeah, he was also appearing on, like, he'd appear on camera in cameos and stuff, and, like...
Technically, it is acting, and fine kissing for acting purposes, but, like, it's a 20-year-old with a fucking 14-year-old. That's weird.
I mean, at this point, he'd probably be in his early 30s.
No. I'm talking about, like, other actors.
Oh, yeah.
Not him himself.
I mean, honestly, anybody below the age of, like, 21, if you're in a position of power over them and you're over the age of 25 yourself, already that's suspicious, because you're still, like, until you're 21, even until you're 25, you're still technically, I mean, if somebody over 30 now, fucking anybody under 21 to me is basically a child. So, and then to be, like I said, in a position of, like, that much authority over the person, it is coercion and stuff. It's
to at least an extent.
Yeah, like...
You hold some form of power over a child. You have responsibilities. You were supposed to keep children safe.
Or these young adults in whatever case, yeah.
Fucking do it.
But,
So, let's talk about the Amanda show and how, he was in a jacuzzi with her and other adults were in a jacuzzi with her while she was doing interviews. And we can talk about all of, like, the other bathing scenes that she did. And we can talk about the fact that anytime that they were on set together, she was always, like, draped around him or he was draped around her. All
and then
all corroborated by other people. We don't have... So there's plenty of footage of, like, Amanda's show going around on YouTube. I will try and splice in as much as I can. There's a lot of fucking shit.
I mean, yeah, even then, once you start getting into, like, iCarly and Victorious, too, you see it with, like, especially with...
I was going to start off with the earlier stuff, where it's less obvious.
Keep it chronological,
Yeah. Where it's a little less obvious. But, like, from the age of 16 on, it was told that she was basically just, like, living at Dan's house.
Ugh.
Yeah. Now, he's married as well, weirdly. They're still together. They're still together.
Huh.
What?
You
didn't know that they were married?
I didn't know. Yeah, I figured at this point she would have at least left them, just be like,
No. So
I guess the money's that good.
at this point, I think you mean in reference to from 2018 on, because in 2018, Jennette McCurdy wrote a book and like really started to blow up the shit.
Oh yeah, was that 2018?
Yeah.
I thought that was like 2022.
No, so 2018 she wrote her book,
Wait,
started blowing up the spot, and then 2022 Business Insider did more digging and was like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Because I have here a link to something that I didn't want to pay for because I'm a cheap bastard. Business Insider article from February of 2022.
2020 was I'm glad my mom died.
Okay, so 2020 was I'm glad my mom died, but
That's the
she was
book.
blowing up his spot back in 2018. People were blowing up his spot in 2018. I know that.
Yeah, she in 2018 she did like a short film that was kind of blowing up the spot and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I can see where you can mix that up.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, Jennette McCurdy because I remember she had that Instagram video where she's like, "Hi Dan" or whatever.
The Vine. It was a Vine.
Oh
where
yeah,
she,
Vine.
Where
She's
she
like,
dressed up in Joker makeup. Like,
or
is
some
that
shit-
dressing up?
cosplay.
She
or
got
whatever.
done up in Joker makeup and was like, "Hi Dan, you did this to me. Haha, you did this to me, Dan."
Hey, Dan Schneider. I know you're watching my Vine. Do you like my Vine? Vine. Look what you've done to me.
I'm
I
thinking of
did.
a different one where she like was calling out Dan. I don't know. She's done it a few times, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But like, Jennette McCurdy didn't fuck around with Dan that much.
No, she.
Neither did Victoria Justice.
Victoria Justice.
But she was also, for as far as I'm aware, most of the filming over 18 plus. So like, I guess that was his cutoff.
But no, because you could see like there's that one little clip going around of like the brother, the older brother character from Spencer's, whatever the fuck his actor's name.
Yeah.
He sees like Dan.
Jerry Trainer.
Jerry Trainer, yeah, I think so. He sees like Dan going to go like touch fucking Jennette or some shit, and he proceeds to like put himself between them or something like that, because you can see that she was getting uncomfortable and shit with him.
Yeah. There's some footage going around of where Dan was with the camera, Ariana Grande and Liz Gills, the goth chick from
Yeah, Liz
Victoria.
Gills.
Yeah. They were both sitting on the ground, and you know, he was just kind of like, "Hey, why you guys sitting on the ground? What's going on?" And they start like covering up and shit, because she was wearing Ariana Grande was like wearing a skirt or something like that, or shorts, something like that. But she was like trying to cover up, and Liz was kind of like, But that is partially why Jennette McCurdy and Ariana Grande don't like each other. They hate each other because Ariana Grande never said anything about Dan Schneider, and Jennette was like, "You were fucking there. You know shit." That's part of it.
From you're talking like Ariana
Grande. Cat.
So from what I understand, I don't think they like hate each other, but it definitely a lot of it was also, it wasn't even like resentment to that too. It was a lot of resentment of like Ariana Grande was like
getting favoritism,
was getting blown up too, like a lot of favoritism, and like she was getting to like be able to like take off time from being in like Sam and Cat and stuff, where and she was getting paid more whatever. And Jennette McCurdy wasn't getting paid as much, was being forced to like have to fill in a lot more for like Ariana Grande and stuff. So she was also like resenting that, because Jennette McCurdy I think wanted to do a lot of the singing too, because she was actually pretty good when she did like country singing, I think.
Yeah, she has a decent voice.
So I
not
think
bad stand up either.
She was trying to also do like get a bit of a singing career going too, but that didn't really, because I remember them putting a couple of her songs that they play like in intermission, whatever.
Yeah, so there's that. There's a notable episode that she's spoken out about is where Ariana Grande spent the entire time in a quote unquote box, and Jennette Sam needed to find out how to unlock the box and get her out, because she was like just doing concerts and shit like that. Which,
yeah, and she's like, "Here I am," like I said, yeah, it's like, "Here I am acting against a box."
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I doing with, like, I'm done, I can't do this.
Yeah. But like, part of it again, like I said, was Dan was playing favoritism and she wasn't speaking out against Dan. Like,
right, yeah.
when he got his Teen Choice Award Lifetime Achievement, because he got that in 2022, I think.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. He got that not too long ago. Jennette McCurdy and Miranda Cosgrove both boycotted it, but Ariana Grande didn't. And apparently Jennette got more votes than Ariana. However, because of what was going on behind the scenes, because in case you don't know this, not that I know this personally, but in case you don't know this, it's not like an unknown thing that like there's favoritism in the world of Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Weinstein.
That's a fucking.
Sorry, I had to stare at the ground for a little bit.
That's another one with like what's her name, Courtney Love, when she called out Weinstein way back when, and then proceeded to basically get blackballed for that shit. Yeah. You know, she might have murdered Kurt Cobain, but
there's no way he pulled that trigger himself.
Although I think, if memory serves, she might have actually been in rehab in time during that time.
Yeah.
Like I think chronologically, she might have been like at rehab or something like that herself during that time, because she was trying to like get clean or whatever. I don't know. That whole
So have you seen some of the clips? You've had to have seen some of the clips, like the Zoe 101 glue gun popping thing, where it's, I don't want to be too descriptive here, but it's basically like a fucking money shot on her face.
Yeah.
And she was like, think like 15 or 16 at the time. Like, that's fucked up. They centered it. They had it like, they redid takes of it, and where it had to like hit her a certain way or like shit like that. It's fucked up. And there was allegedly rumors going on in the background of how like people were talking about, oh yeah, this is basically like porn. I saw this on this scene and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, with kid actors.
That one's a little bit new to me. That one.
So,
I mean, I'm talking like I've seen like a lot of clips, like, you know, them doing like the focusing on like feet shots and stuff, like pouring like ketchup on feet and stuff, or like
riding with feet, shooting a bow and arrow with feet. Feel this kid's feet.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's feet eating, like, flesh-eating fucking fish that will suck your feet dry.
Oh, yeah, and then that makes them get sick or whatever, that one episode of Victorious, right? Yep. Which is interesting because, you know, using fish to eat dead skin is a thing, too.
There's the iCarly remake of the famous bath scene from
Psycho?
No, where the person's laying in the bath and like Bert and Ernie have done this. Sesame Street, like that's how fucking famous and like redone it's been. But like, it's Miranda Cosgrove and she's still a fucking kid at the time.
I'm trying to think of what baths.
She's like, hold on, let me see if I can get it. Her feet are like up in the air. She's laying down in a bubble bath.
Oh, one of those type of deals.
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie did it? Okay,
yeah, Bert and Ernie have done a version of it. Like, a lot of people have done versions of it, but given the given the implications of like how much feet this man has put on camera, and the fact that he said that it's one of his favorite pieces of, like, one of his favorite episodes of a TV show that I gotta try and figure out. Like, it's a little weird. It's questionable.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Having a foot fetish, while weird, yes. I mean, most paraphilias are weird in themselves. It's you know, having a foot fetish is one thing, and it's a little weird, whatever. But in your TV shows with children, man, that's just not right. Like, it would be one thing. It was like, okay, your TV shows with adult actors too. It's a bit less creepy and everything, like. But at the same time, like, you know, it's what's the screenshot that goes around from fucking Naked Gun from Police Squad. Today's episode, the writer's barely disguised fetish. Like,
yeah.
Which in and of itself, have you ever actually seen any of the episodes that are available of Police Squad? Unironically, that shit's hilarious.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the
clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go too hard. You don't really need that on your hard drive there.
Yeah.
If I die, remember to clear my browser history.
It's something. It's just like one of those things that like a lot of people have done. But again, given the implications of everything else, it's kind of like, what you doing there, buddy?
No, I get you. I get you. You ever see? I think it's Reincarnated as Slime, where the guy's like, one of his dying thoughts is, you know, I hope my hard drive gets cleared, and then it cuts to his friend dumping his computer in the bathtub or some shit.
I don't know if that's it, but I've seen Reincarnated as a Slime.
Yeah, I don't know. Just
I don't remember if that's it offhand.
yeah, but that is a good clip. You know, the ultimate homie.
Dude, this season has been so lacking.
What, for anime?
No, for Slime.
Oh, I don't watch
It's
it.
been so lacking. It's been a lot of fucking meetings. Meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. Just do something other than fucking talk, for God's sakes.
Oh, so they went Star Wars Episode 1?
Worse. Worse. There's been, I think, like maybe one fight scene.
I don't watch Reincarnated as Slime, so I don't know.
I would say that you're missing, but like, this season's kind of telling me otherwise.
Who knows? It might pick up again.
Hopefully.
Isn't that the one with like the where the two lizard people fall in love or some shit? I don't know. There's a bunch of anime.
Yeah, too many.
Oh, so you watching Plus Size Elf at all?
No.
No. It's got an interesting plot. Lots of interesting plot going on. Anyway, we digress. Boy, we really shouldn't be getting into that type of stuff in this type of an episode, but oh well, we're terrible people. You come here to be entered. Are you not entertained? I've seen what makes you boo. I'm not impressed.
Where's that one from?
I think I'm fucking with a quote from Rick and Morty or some shit. I've seen what makes you cheer. I'm not amused or something like I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So, even if like all these allegations of him and kids,
a lot of kids,
has like nothing comes to fruition of it, because like there's a lot of people. There's let's see, there's Jamie Lynn Spears, there's Miranda, there's Sam, there's
Lorianne,
Liz, what?
Lori Beth.
Pretty much any fucking person on any of the ones that we mentioned, like
If
that's
they
all
weren't-
potentially implicated.
If they weren't like
Adults.
adulted on, so to say.
Did you fucking see the did you fucking see the goddamn interview that Dan Schneider had after Quiet on Set with the guy that was like, oh, selling hot dogs on a stick, selling pickles on a stick from iCarly? That dude, that fucking character.
Oh, Tebow?
Yeah.
I played Tebow.
Bro, that was such a like bloop. He went so fucking easy on him.
Yeah, I can see that.
He went real easy on him.
To be fair though, he did, you know, get him Tebow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like clearly there's a little bit of favoritism there. He went easy on him.
Yeah, I know. I have not. I think I've maybe seen a little bit, but I don't know. I didn't know. I guess I'll have to go and watch it. I think I've heard of it,
but
why?
it's-
Like how?
Oh, it's real fucking easy. It's like, hey man, what about this? Oh, you don't want to talk about it? All right, what about this? Oh, you don't want to? All right, let's talk about this. Like, doesn't bring up certain things either. Like the fact that every single show, the outfits got skimpier.
Oh yeah,
Have we-
yeah, oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
They're fucking 12, man.
Or, I mean,
Like that. They might not actually be 12. They might be like 15, 16, but they're fucking 12, dude. Like, come on.
that being said, like a lot of fucking CW shows and like those type of shows, I don't know who the fuck they're made for, but like we're talking like 17-year-olds doing it and shit, and I'm like, I mean, I'm watching the show and I'm like, who the fuck am I? Why the fuck are these, like, they're 17 and they're like, I mean, how am I supposed to be feeling about this?
What?
Like, Legacies was one I was just watching. It's one of those fucking Vampire Diary ones, and like
We'll skip that. We'll skip that. We'll get to where Dan Schneider was making Amanda Bynes basically simulate fellatio on a spitball machine.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to elaborate on the spitball machine thing a little bit here.
So there was like a spitball machine, and it had like this. It was like a not normal size spitball out of a straw. It was like some industrial size. This is the fucking spitball.
Hey, are we talking like those paintball guns from like that one episode of iCarly type thing?
Let me see if I can
Remember
find it on
those?
here so I can show you, and I'll show you maybe.
Did anybody else like? First of all, what the fuck were those things? Because like, do you remember those things from that one episode? It was like a metal contraption, and they like shot paintballs or some shit. But it was like a blowgun, and it had like a little. It was like a little hopper for paintballs on the side too, or some shit. They had a whole fucking episode where they're doing that shit as the B plot. And I think they do a Godfather reference in it too, of all things, or they did some sort of movie reference that even I didn't get at the time.
All right, so this is like some elaborate setup to end up making it look kind of like this weird thing.
What the fuck is that?
To where it kind of looks like this weird thing that she has to effectively blow on to spit it out. It's kind of shaped like a...
Yeah, okay, that I could definitely
Yeah.
see. So that's not the thing I'm talking about, but do you remember what I'm talking about with that episode?
I'll see if I remember to like even put these things up.
You know, just kind of flash at the camera with your phone like we sometimes do. But, like, anybody else know what the fuck? Like, what is that weird little paintball blowgun thing that they use?
But it was that, like, so much that in What I Like About You, they had talks about, like, sex and orgies and threesomes and shit like that on...
Like, what the fuck is this thing?
On fucking...
And it shoots paintballs.
Why? Why were they doing that? There's allegedly, again, alleged, there were allegedly cameras in bathrooms and changing rooms and wardrobe rooms and makeup and everywhere. So, like, all the kids potentially could have been fair game for these fucking cameras. Yeah. Yeah. And Nickelodeon had Dan Schneider be basically like CEO at one point. He was really fucking up there. He was up there. Like, he wasn't just, yeah, man, I direct a show. He was the guy for, like, Nickelodeon shows.
Oh, and that's not even, like, you know, the fact of, like, you know, you have to figure a bunch of these other CFO guys and CEO guys are all probably also playing all in the same ball field with this shit, too.
Well, it wasn't even just like that. There was people that were working on shows, like Drake and Josh, Brian Peck. Pretty sure that was his name.
Fucking that guy.
Like, there's 3 fucking convicted sex offenders that were working with kids.
He apparently...
How are you as a producer so incompetent that, like, at one point... What's up?
Because you're fucking in on it. You're either fucking in on it or you want the money and you don't care.
Like, I get that, like, maybe he was hired for a day and then you guys were like, hey, what's this weird thing on his record?
No,
we should look at that.
One Bell guy, I think he was like, at one point it was Josh was basically living with him or some shit like that. And I mean, that doesn't necessarily excuse what he ended up doing.
Not Josh, because it was Brian.
Drake, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't excuse whatever Drake did per se, but at the same time, I totally see that cycle of abuse type thing going on.
Yeah. And he was, I think, like 16, 17 at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he
was like...
Dan was a father figure for a lot of these people, because a lot of these guys, if you're a kid star, like...
Well, the Bell guy was with Drake.
Yes, but I'm
Dan
saying...
was like Amanda
Bynes, Jamie Lynn Spears, Miranda, Jennette, because Miranda allegedly was also, like, yeah.
Lori Beth Danberg. She was the big girl from all that.
Liz Gillis. Ariana, like every major.
I think Ariana
character.
was probably very insulated a lot from that because she became very quickly a golden goose. When
No, they think a lot of people speculate and rumor that she became so big, so popular, because she was so in on it. She was so willing to play.
Really? So you think she was like?
Not me. A lot of people.
I mean, okay. Yeah, say so
I am willing to wager that there's partially on both, because there's some things that Ariana Grande.
So she was willing to prostrate herself, so to say, a bit more.
Yeah, maybe.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because like,
I mean, she didn't end up dating what the fuck is his name for a little while. So, the guy who went on also dated fucking Kim Kardashian stuff.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, that one.
I thought that you were going to talk about Mac Miller.
Oh, that's right. That probably fucked her up too, Mac and that shit, because I know her and Mac were.
They were together for a while.
Yeah, they were together for a while. And they were.
But like a lot of people
mentions him in that song outright.
A lot of people also think that like she had the power and the ability to help him, and she just kind of like left him on the wayside, and that's why. Turns out, life is fucking messy and life is fucking scary, and nobody knows why anybody does anything. Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I think they were broken up anyway, so it kind of really wasn't her problem per se.
Yes, but when you're with somebody for as long as they were,
I mean,
like
at the
if you
same
know
time-
that somebody has an issue, you didn't try and like get them into rehab.
I
Like
mean,
that's
she could have
that's
been in
their
the back-
argument.
Who
I'm not
knows?
saying that she's a bad person for that in particular reason.
I mean, who knows? She could have been trying harder in the background that was not known, and she might have, she
Yeah.
might not have. It's whatever. But I mean, I know that she does.
I'm just saying I heard it from that
explicitly
side.
reference him- She does explicitly reference him in that one song she did. As like, so I always thought that was like, but I fucking I know. And that song, that was the one that they ended up doing the Mean Girls reference for the music video. I think. Thank you. Next.
I don't know.
Cause I don't know. Oh yeah, fucking me. First of all, this shit goes back. That shit goes back because even like, was Mean Girls a Dan Schneider thing? No.
No, that was Disney.
Yeah, but they.
Because Lindsay was Disney.
Right. Yeah, well,
They were separated.
That's another bag of fucking. Because looking back,
We'll
with,
talk
like,
about Disney being. Yeah.
Because looking back at
Disney.
Mean Girls now, that fucking the Santa Claus dance. Thinking about it now, I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And
I mean, Rachel McAdams was only like 6 years younger than her mother. In that, yeah, Rachel McAdams. Let's see.
wait, the person playing her mother or her actual physical mother is only 6 years older than her. In which case, wait, what the fuck? That math's not mathing there.
Rachel McAdams, 45 years old. Amy Poehler, who played the mother,
Okay. So let's say, wait a minute.
52. There was a 7-year difference.
Well, I mean, look at the movie Alexander. I think it was like Angelina Jolie played Alexander the Great's mom, and she's only like a year older than Colin Farrell, I think it was. Yeah, it was Colin. First of all, why is Colin Farrell Alexander the Great?
Yeah.
What the fuck? But we digress. We stumble a little bit, digressing here.
Yeah, that was a.
That was a movie. That was a weird time. They did a lot of those sword and sandal movies like that.
Troy,
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Gladiator was the kind of the first of that, and the good, really the exception.
Alexander the Great. 300. 302.
Yeah.
Although 302 it took like 5 years to get to.
302 took a while to get out. Yeah, that was one of those. It was like, oh, that's a.
I
they
guess
did the
this
same thing with-
happened.
Did the same thing with Sin City too with the.
Yeah, Dame to Kill For.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that covers like that was kind of all over the place because that covered stuff that took place both before the first Sin City and stuff that takes place after the original, after it too. So that's
It stumbles.
It's a chronologically.
It stumbles.
I'm sure somebody can put it all together chronologically on YouTube as a big one. Because have you ever seen some of those fucking like people will take like a thing that happens unchronologically then proceed to
Yes.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I've also seen people do compilations where they take everything and rearrange it alphabetically. Every word ever said alphabetically in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
It goes a long way with things like A.
That's gotta be
A. Can I have A apple? Can I have A and. Oh my god.
That's some powerful autism right there. Did you ever see the guy who did? You see the guy who made the whole fucking program on how to convert like books to fucking Cheerio alphabet soup or some shit like that?
Yes.
People be doing some weird shit.
People be wildin'.
Shit, and when I sent you to the group chat with the deadly bikes.
Yeah. So
I was like, this is totally up your alley because you like that I did a things type stuff.
he's a great YouTuber. We should have him on.
Oh, that'd be a good episode. Did you ever see that?
I did a thing. Do you want to come on? I don't know why you would, but please.
Was it him who claimed that the U.S. government stole his idea, or is it the or is it the backyard scientist?
Which idea? Because there's a few different ideas that I can think of on both.
The knife missile.
I don't know.
Yeah, the.
I think it might have been I did a thing.
Yeah, because the knife missile they used to take out like the terrorist boss or whatever, the ISIS leader. Because now we have knife missiles or sword missiles, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Niffles.
Yeah, so basically what they do is they take a rocket and shoot it at like Mach 2, and instead of exploding, it has 6 fuck-off blades on the side. And it basically just shreds through everything in front of it, pulling an invincible end to season 1 there. Yeah. And,
it's weird.
I think like 6 months before they released it, they did that. It was like I did a thing, or fucking backyard scientists made a video where they made this exact concept, and they were shooting at a bunch of stuff in their in somebody's backyard and shit, and it was nifty. And then the U.S. is like, "Hey, we just did this on an actual scale," and you know, so whatever. Anyway, we stumble.
Oh, is it? Jamie Lynn Spears. There's another one. Alexa Nicholas.
Did
Alexa Nicholas is somebody who.
Shut the fuck up.
Bah. Stupid Alexa. So that's another person who was on Zoe 101 who didn't get as famous and like has been a staunch like, no, this was some fucked up shit.
Right.
With Jennette. So she's like big time fuck that guy.
Well, I mean, even Jennette without Dan Schneider. Have you actually read any of her book at all?
Yeah, she had a rather abusive
her mother was a fucking narcissistic psychopath or some shit like.
Yeah, that's right here. This Business Insider with that is where I got that.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored. Is where I got that. Forsters. It's Australian for cunt. Had to get it in. It's where I got that.
We should
that shot that she took to her face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we should make a Foster's T-shirt.
To read it, then in one take, the slime hit Spears squarely on her forehead, dripping down her face and mouth. It was consisting of like egg white and other stuff. Schneider started laughing hysterically. Others laughed, as well as Spears' mother, who was on set at the time. Nichols said that she heard one of the male teenage castmates say it's like a cum shot. And that was the one that made it into the show. And Jamie was 13 at the time, and they were squirting stuff on her face to make it look like a certain way.
So, you know, like Super Soaker accidentally did that once, right? They did a goo blaster.
Yeah.
And when they dropped the commercial, people immediately said, "Hey guys, why are you giving money shots to children?" And Nerf went, "Oh fuck, our bad," and immediately pulled the ad and the shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, we fucked up. Like, but they're like,
it's like the whitest kids you know with the finger
rings
for
fingering friends. But like,
give a fingering to your father.
Like when a company that actually like went ahead and did like market research, R&D, shot a commercial and stuff, says ah, fuck, we screwed up, and immediately pulls out, like, pulls
like,
out.
Like, that's, things happen, mistakes happen.
Like,
You
sometimes
shouldn't intentionally redo the shot numerous times to get it to look like something like that. With that type of shit in the background.
Like, I'm sure during, like, the commercial filming, they probably had to redo a couple shots here or there.
But
like,
there's a difference.
You know.
And you know I'm talking about a difference.
Yeah, but when they're doing it on purpose to, like, versus, like, all right, you know, we're going to make, like, a new goo gun because it sounds
It's
like
what
it'll
we
be
do.
fun.
We're Nerf, we're Super Soaker, it's what we do. You know,
Goo
this
sounds
is
cool.
Yeah.
It's the 90s. Everybody's liking slime and that type of shit.
This is our thing.
Or the fucking Harry Potter vibrating, riding fucking brooms. People make.
So 20.
ET light up finger.
Stop. Act adultish.
I'm sorry. Just remembrance. They make some suspect toys sometimes.
Good times.
Suspect times. Anyway.
So Nickelodeon cut ties with Dan in 2018.
Wow. Well, it only took them that fucking long, eh?
What?
I want to say 24 years, give or take.
Let's see if I can find anything else in here that's super fun.
So did they ever actually confirm, like, if Jamie Lynn Spears' kid was not his? I'm pretty sure at this point, like, if that was the case, he probably would have been behind bars for it, no? Because she was very much 16.
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware... Alright, so on the blind inside or whatever it was that I mentioned earlier that has anonymity for this. So 2 months before Jamie Lynn Spears announced that she was pregnant, someone who recently was found out as being like a very prolific Hollywood lawyer, like that was the person back in 2013, 2012, I think it was. I don't know.
Just say like a Johnny Cochran type.
Yeah. Was like
Nickelodeon's Johnny Cochran.
2 months before she revealed that she was pregnant, was like, hey, so a producer of a TV show involving this has knocked up one of their female leads, and we can tell that there are lines outside the door trying to figure out, you know, casting for boyfriends to figure out who it is. Haha.
So
like shit like that.
They Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes? It's alleged that Tom Cruise gets
What?
It's alleged that Scientology like interviews and like grooms brides for Tom Cruise and stuff. They parodied it in The Boys. Yeah, supposedly Tom Cruise's like past 3 marriages were all set up by like Scientology or some shit.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but I was talking about... You know what? Fuck it. You know what I was talking about.
No, I get it. It's a comparable reference. You know, they're looking for somebody to be Jamie Lynn Spears' boyfriend to take the heat for being the kid's dad.
Yeah, they ended up going with somebody who she was with for like 2 years. However, there's accounts of the dude not even being in the same state when like things could have been happening because they had been broken up and they were not together, obviously, and they were in different states.
That's like what they did with like Michael Jackson, where they were in that one documentary, where they're saying that he was like taking kids to like Disney World or some shit when it wasn't even open at the time. Which, whatever. Anyway,
there's accounts of Jennette McCurdy saying that this is from her I'm Glad My Mom Died. Describes iCarly creator who pressured her into drinking alcohol, gave her an unwanted massage, and pitted young actors against one another. Many of the 15 former child star actors spoke with insiders, saying Dan cared about the kids on his shows, even when sometimes their own families unfortunately did not. He was a shoulder that they cried on. So, like, some good things, some bad things. Like, Business Insider is pretty neutral about this. For, like...
No,
if everything is an allegation, like, technically you should be. But there's all sorts of things on here where it's just, it's weird. There's alleged cover-ups, there's alleged hush money, like apparently $300,000 was offered to Jennette McCurdy involving like hush money for trying to keep the fact that like Dan was doing XYZ with the Victorious cast, and they were partying, they were drinking, but like iCarly crew, they weren't. They were being wholesome and, not fucking around type shit.
I mean, I
could see that given Jerry Trainer being like a defender on set, Sam being, Jennette McCurdy being very against like Dan Schneider.
Well, I mean, there was like even that one episode that stopped going around where Jennette McCurdy was doing the beauty pageant shit. But they ended up, I think, cutting the episode from airing because when she was, there was that one clip where she tried to take the dress or whatever, and she kind of and you saw her one of her. You don't remember that clip going around?
No.
Well, because the clip itself of her, because she's like, so she used to do like fucking kid beauty pageants or whatever.
Okay.
And
are we talking about in show?
In show, yeah. Her
Okay.
character did like kid beauty pageants, and she goes to compete in one, and she goes to take the dress from fucking from Carly, and as she's doing it, she's like yanking the dress over the fucking changing room, over the changing stall, and you can clearly see she's very topless taking the thing, and then like, but it's but the gif of it went around a while back for, every now and again, so like, that was kind of clearly on set and everything. You gotta be like, well, yeah.
That's what I meant earlier with like bathrooms, wardrobes, fitting rooms, makeup artists.
Well, no,
all that shit was like,
this was like on film, like as they're doing the episode type deal.
Now hear me out. What I'm getting at is, if they had, her potentially naked on set, imagine what they had privately.
Right, okay, yeah. So they were like, so they're totally Jared Fogling that shit too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another fucker.
I don't know, man. Dan Schneider is weird.
Did you ever hear what that fucker did with that shit?
I've heard some of it, yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's a bad enough episode. We'll save it if you want to hear it.
We could do a Jared Fogle
episode. You want to hear it.
Next week we got a guest and episode already set, but if anybody else wants to totally come on.
Well, we have to do a live stream at the end of the month involving shitbags.
But we'll figure that episode out. We still gotta.
Yeah.
That'll be a totally fun stream night, depending on how many guests we get for that.
I'm not looking forward to that. Anything you want to say to close us out? Other than, like, check out Quiet on Set, if you can. I want to say check out Quiet on Set. I want to say check out the Business Insider article. And
I mean, I'll shout out a different YouTuber, because I don't know if you've ever seen any of Quentin Reviews' shit on that stuff.
Maybe.
He's he's the guy who did like the fucking 8-hour iCarly video or some shit like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He did
casual stuff.
Yeah, casual viewing.
Yeah.
But the most recent one he did, I think, involving that was he did a Dan Schneider addressing the Quiet on Set thing. That was like a 30-minute video, real short listen there. But no, the last one he did before that, I think, was the Sam and Cat one, and he did a lot of addressing like the Quiet on I'm glad my mom died stuff, which kind of ties itself back into with this. So yeah, if you want to get like a different, like, in terms of, there's that. There's a lot of a lot of other people who covered this.
A lot of people have covered it for good reason, for known reasons. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you don't fuck with kids. Like, you don't fuck with kids. Like, you can mess with them a little bit.
You can beat them a little bit.
No,
just a little.
No, you can mess with them a little bit, but like, If you're playing a game, just like hiding a ball, but like that's totally different. Everyone fucking
And
knows
hiding a ball.
Yeah. Hiding a ball is not hiding a ball.
But,
Fuck you. But, so I want to shout out to two more things as well.
Different podcasts?
2 different podcasts. I found them on Spotify. Scandy Stories. SCANDY Stories and Behind the Blinds. That one's pretty easy to.
I thought you were going to say Behind the Bastards.
No. But I imagine they would have done one.
I think they have done a Dan Schneider episode, already. It's Behind the Bastards. They've done a lot of. Although they have a certain political slant for their content.
Anything else to close us off?
Usual,
Subscriber goal?
Yeah, the usual like, share, comment, subscribe. Subscriber goals, 250 t-shirts. 500.
Don't say that one on this episode.
Whatever.
It's not the right time.
1,000 is the forcing people to get married. 1,001 is the Hummer Lego set.
Lego Hummer giveaway.
2,500 is a guy getting his nipples tattooed.
Which we may live stream.
Yeah, see what happens with that one.
That'd be fun.
Right? I don't think there's anything past that till we get to the million with the Joe Rogan bit.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, I think that's kind of set us for the moment until we get bigger. At least we can figure something else out.
Yep.
Sure, we'll figure it out eventually.
Good night?
Yeah, good night, folks. It was fun.
Good night, people.
Ish.
This kind of behavior is never tolerated in Boracua. You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing.